Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of a catch-up with you. So yeah, we've had a few dramatic weeks here down in Cornwall. There's been a massive storm. I know that's affected quite a lot of the country, but we did get it bad. There's a lot of storm damage. In fact, a whole wall came down just outside here, just along the path, the back path, and it's like an 10 foot wall. I'm no good at guessing, but you know, it's taller than me. And yeah, the whole thing came crashing down, and this was a big wall, a big wide wall. The whole thing down onto the path. I cannot believe the power of the wind. It's just incredible. Nature is totally incredible, isn't it? And yeah, the force of that wind has done an awful lot of damage. So there's been a lot of clear up from that. And then the past couple of nights, there's been Northern Lights, and I've missed them. I can't believe I've missed them. People have been out there photographing them, having these beautiful colours in the sky. Apparently there's been solar flares, and they've all been capturing them, and like I've gone out and gone, well, I can't see anything, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, they're all over Facebook. All these beautiful Northern Light videos and pictures. There's a little bit of sunshine today, which is yay. So yeah, I've been to the dentist, lovely. Going again tomorrow for a filling, lovely. So yeah, my life's fantastic. Anyway, yeah, I bought myself the Tarot, which is, it's a cloth covered book, set by Taschen, if that's how it's pronounced. Expensive actually, but I got it for, I think it retails around £100, and I managed to get it for 79, so I thought, I'll get it at that price. This is it. Oh, it's huge. So this box that it's contained in is cloth bound, and it's got an actual tarot card on the front, the World card from the Rider-Waite Smith, and it's an actual card. It's stuck on there in this like little indent, especially for it. It's a little bit off centre, to be fair. And then we open the box. I've took the plastic off. You didn't want to see the plastic, did you? This thing is really heavy, by the by. Anyway, so we open the box, and that's the inside. That's a book here. Oh God, this is so heavy. Lovely, beautiful red inside. So let's get the book out. Also cloth bound, also with a tarot card on the front, stuck in this indent. And this is the Lover's card, obviously. You can see that. Put that to one side. And then in the cutouts in the bottom of the box is a red ribbon. That's what we get. So we get the Key to the Tarot, which is the little booklet that Arthur Edward Waite wrote. Kai's decided to walk in. Hello, Kai. Look at that beautiful red edged. So yeah, this is the Key to the Tarot. And we also have facsimile of the deck, 1910 edition, and it comes out this way. Got two sort of thumb cutouts there, so you slide it out. Again, red inside. I love this black and red aesthetic, it's really nice. And then the cards wrapped in cellophane on the inside of this box. So yeah, it's the 1910 edition with these pink crackle backs. So yeah, that's what you get inside. So it's nice, isn't it? I'm not going to get the tarot deck out. We all know what the Rider-Waite Smith looks like, presumably. So it's beautifully presented, absolutely gorgeous. This book itself is really, really heavy as well. So we have the contents page. I can't really do this top down because it's huge. I wouldn't be able to get it on screen, so this is about the best I can do. But yeah, it is beautiful. So we've got an introduction there. Looking at the birds outside. How to use this book, and look, we have another Pamela Colman Smith image here. That's that beautiful. Hope you can see that. I went to St Ives, the Tate Gallery down in St Ives, Last year when I went to the Ithell Colquhoun exhibition, who did Tarot as colour, and down there are some original Pamela Colman Smith paintings. Not the tarot, but paintings, really nice. So it says how to use this book. There are 3 sections and an appendix. Got some Visconti Sforza here. So about the history really. Oh, we've got the Tarot garden in Tuscany, and I really want to go and see that Tarot garden. It's all these sculptures, and they are massive. So that's one place I really do want to go. But yeah, we've got some medieval imagery. So it's going really far back into the history of tarot and the people that were involved really, and how it all developed. And we have one of my all-time favourite artists, William Blake. I always remember at school singing Jerusalem, written by William Blake, and oh, the power of that hymn, I loved it. Really gave it some, went for it big time. And I have got the William Blake Tarot, both versions actually. I love the William Blake. Anyway, so dramatic in everything that they did. So we have a brief summary, which I really like. I'll just read you this bit. Each card's image has many interpretations, don't we know? Many interpretations. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. That's an old saying, isn't it? Each symbol, each individual detail has different meanings. The images remain the same, no matter who is looking at them. But each person has a unique way of looking, and you need to find your own way. That is such good advice. You know, we can read all the textbooks and, you know, all the meanings that other people have given to the tarot, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's your tarot. You're reading the tarot your way. It says each figure and each card's topic represent a symbolic narrative, a parable. The point of the interpretation is to improve the clarity of your inner voice, to improve your competency in life. So good, so good. There's a little taste of how it reads. Now we are going into an essay by Robert A. Gilbert, Arthur E. Waite, the Tarot and His Way of Ascent. So all about Mr. Waite himself. We even have the Rosy Cross there, or the Rosicrucian Cross at the bottom there. Oh, the Trinic Tarot there, which was another deck that Arthur Edward Waite was involved with a different artist. A little bit about Sigmund Freud, so psychology. And then we have these pictures of the main players within the history of tarot. So there we go. There they are. And an amazing picture of Pixie. And this was done in 2019 by an artist called Cat Willie. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Pamela Colman Smith, the Tarot and the Eyes Within. We're all on to Pamela Colman Smith, and some images there taken from her artwork. Then we've got the history of the Waite Smith Tarot and some images of the originals there. And this is by Johann Fiebig. Probably saying that wrong. F-I-E-B-I-G. We've got a little bit about pop culture, and then we've got an essay by Rachel Pollack, which is really good. So the Magic Mirrors, Hidden Wonders of the World's Most Popular Tarot. This is really good. Signpost to multiple directions. If we feel a person in any card is looking at us in a friendly or unfriendly way, this says a lot more about us than it does about the image itself. Yes, this is true even for the person up front in the Five of Swords. Each card is basically blank. It represents a certain subject or experience without prejudice. So it is the way we perceive the world, isn't it? So that's really interesting. And we've got some images from the Modern Witch Tarot. I do have this deck. So, you know, the way the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot has been adapted into the future. Then we're on to the second part of the book, the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. Okay, so we have an overall picture of the cards. Wait. The great stages of life, the birth of the tarot. Oh, and it shows the Triomphe, which is brilliant, isn't it? And then this book goes into each card, and it shows the card, it tells you what the card is all about, and it actually then draws out some of the symbols and looks at those like this. So those are the tools on the magician's table. So it calls those out and gives us a little background to what each of those are. There we go. And then we have keywords. And it does that for every card. So yeah. Then we go to the Minor Arcana. 56 fundamental encounters. And so for each one, we've got here all the aces. So yeah, again, it's a breakdown. It's a discussion on each card and a breakdown of that card. And I like the way it's laid all the cards out so you can see an overall view of all of them, all the ones. Hope you're catching this. It's about the best I can do. I just can't do it top down. We're talking about fire, so we've got a lot of symbology there to do with fire because it's a one suit. And yeah, and then it breaks down each card again. So we've got the Queen of Wands here. We're talking about the cat. We're talking about the lions on the back of the throne, and we're talking about the sunflowers. So those are what are being drawn out there. Then we have just the same as the Major Arcana. We have the keywords. What it also does is it puts it together with other cards, so like a combination thing. So the Queen and the other court cards of the Wands there, the Queen of Wands with the Fool, and then the Queen of Wands with the other queens. See? Okay, and then keywords. So like as card of the day and quintessence, astonishingly enough, thanks to your awareness of this basic fact of life, this proactive getting things done card manages to also give you tranquility, a calm certainty, like the pleasant days of your childhood. I've not heard that before for the Queen of Wands. Okay, so it goes through all of the minors, and then we're on to card spreads. Learning the language of symbols, how to start. So this is basically a course book. Margherita. Nice picture. Your favourite cards and basics. The importance of the card of the day. The practical approach, the orientation of the cards. Quintessence or summed digits. So we have the personality card, essence card, the year card. So that's that Mary K. Greer tarot for yourself. That was where I first found that years ago. Guiding questions for self-reflective interpretation. So we can ask, what do you notice about the card? And then we're broken down into other bullet points there. What does the card mean to you? How do you see the image? What can you do with the image? These questions are based on the 4 basic building blocks of the art of interpretation. So then there's 4 bullet points there. And then we've got some spreads. So we've got card of the day, a spread for all occasions, a decision-making aid. So yeah, let's see how many spreads we have in here. Yeah, there's 17 spreads. Yeah, there's 2 Celtic cross, a variant and a standard. So we've got a couple of options there for the Celtic cross. And then personal growth, using the cards for personal growth. Just look at this fantastic, beautiful image. It's just an example of how Pixie's art was other than in the tarot. Visiting the Old Magician, a fantasy journey. Okay, earlier versions of the Waite Smith cards, so notes on the prints that were used for the facsimile that's included with this set. So the Pam A, Pam B, Pam C, Pam D, if you're into all those different ones. And then notes on the little facsimile print of the key to the tarot as well. So it talks about that. We've got a graph here, tarot astrology. So how astrology, actually it's the deacons. Yeah, so it's the deacons. So March the 21st to April the 20th is the zodiac sign of Aries, the planet Mars, and then we have the major arcana for the zodiac sign, that would be the Emperor, the applicable court card, which is useful, and that's the Queen of Wands, the applicable number card, which is the 2, 3, 4 of Wands, and the major arcana for the planets is the Tower. So the Tower is for Mars. I did do a deacon walk a couple of years ago. I've got a whole playlist going through every deacon as it happened, which is great fun, which I might do again. We will see. We've got an appendix here with a glossary, A to Z. So under P we have Pentacle, something like a talisman, the pentagram in its implementation. Waite adopted this designation for the suit of the tarot deck from the Golden Dawn. It is attributed to Levi Eliphas. The intention was to demonstrate that the Pentacles cards refer not only to purely financial matters, but also to the energy and mobility of the material, among other things. So, a taste of that. Bibliography, which is extensive. That is a lot of bibliography there. And then credits, which is nice. So everything's been credited, acknowledgements, and about the author. So the authors are that here have Phoebe, Robert A. Gilbert, Mary K. Greer, and Rachel Pollock. And then imprint. Each and every Taschen book plants a seed. Taschen is a carbon neutral publisher. Each year we offset our annual carbon emissions with carbon credits at the Instituto Terra, a reforestation program in Brazil. And that final page has the World Dancer on. And beautiful red end papers. So there's a little taste of my latest purchase. Pretty much a Christmas gift to myself. And what else I've been doing? I've been reading Anne Rice books. I've just finished the 3rd book now. So I've read Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and Queen of the Damned. I've got all of the books. I've bought them second hand off eBay. Some of them are really old, you can tell, and I've got them all in a box, so I'm just going through them. I'm having a little break after the 3rd one to read something a little bit different, and this is a Japanese author, Mayako Kawakami, and it's called Breasts and Eggs. You can see that? It's a library book. I do like to get books out of the library. Actually a very, very good book. I'm enjoying that. I'm a quarter of the way through. Page 125, so yeah, there's about 400 pages in this one. So I'm reading that. Out of the library I've also brought out Hamnet, which is a film actually which I'm going to go and see on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. And I also borrowed a book on the Brothers Grimm and the fairy tales, so I've got a lot of reading. And I do have a little bit of a backlog of decks that I actually haven't unboxed yet. I've got a couple I bought from Taro Grove here in the UK. Yeah, 2 decks from them. I've got some I bought from Amazon. I've got one I bought from Giordano Berti to unbox, which I'm looking forward to that one. That looks really good. Yeah, I've just got quite a few decks that they're sat waiting to be unboxed, so look out for those, they're coming. And I'm just waiting for spring, really. I'm doing a lot of reading, like I say. I'm doing a lot of study. I'm studying decks. I'm studying the Magical Tarot still. I'm really enjoying that. Really enjoying it. I love that. But I love that art style anyway, you know, a bit like the Tarot of Mystical Moments, that sort of art style. Really like that. I'm also repeating my yearly practice with the Cantigee Oracle and the Luminous Void. So what I do is each Sunday I pull a card from the Cantigee and I read all about it, because it's quite a long entry, it's about 3 pages, and it goes through different ways of working with the card, and one of which is a creative aspect. And so I've got a dedicated journal for that, where I use the prompts. Well, basically what I do is I read the book entry and then I pull a card from the Luminous Void as a clarifier to that entry, really, or as something to like prompt what I'm going to do that week with the cards. And so I've got a dedicated journal, and in that I will maybe write poetry or do a little bit of art piece. When I say art piece, it's not art, it's messing about with paints and things. But it's creative, it's a creative practice, and I enjoy it. It's just an outlet for me, really. So I'm doing that every week. I'm enjoying that. And what I want to do this year as well is go through a book, a tarot book, a tarot learning book, if you like, from start to finish. So at the moment I'm going with Joan Bunning's one, which you can also access online for free, actually. What's it called? Learning the Tarot, I think it's called. Yeah, Learning the Tarot, Joan Bunning. So yeah, it's a resource that you can actually get for free online if you wanted to. And so what I like about that book is the fact that it's got, under every card entry, it has the cards that reinforce it. So if those cards were there with that card, it would reinforce a message. But it's also got the ones that would be opposite it, really, which, yeah. So I like that aspect of it, and there's lots of exercises in there, and I think it's just great for your tarot muscles to do tarot exercises with your cards. I love that idea. And so yeah, I'm going to slowly, over the next 2 months, I think, yeah, over the next 2 months I'm going to be going through those exercises and through that book start to finish, and then I'll do another book. I still haven't done my Marseille study. I haven't started it yet. But that's another thing that I intend to do as well, is the Marseille study. So I've got a lot going on, really. Maybe too much. See, Sagittarian, I've got all these ideas, and yeah, something will land anyway. You know, I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. My little channel has nearly got 1,000 subs, and I'm like, wow, that just blows me away. I just think that's incredible that people want to watch me waffling and opening my tarot decks, but I just enjoy it. I enjoy sharing, and I enjoy my first reaction to a deck, how I initially see it, and if that develops over time, you know, if my connection to a deck deepens with use, or if it is just surface, because I love a pretty picture. I'm not going to lie, I love a pretty picture. And sometimes I think, am I just buying a tarot deck for the imagery? Is there any more depth to this deck than the imagery? And that's what I like to discover. So my initial impressions aren't always my lasting impressions. And so by working a little bit closer with each deck and spending time with them, helps me to see if I can develop a relationship, a working relationship with that deck, because I do read cards for other people, so they need to work in that respect. So I'm going to end it there because it's getting a little bit overcast outside, and I've managed to do this recording with a little bit of sunshine outside, so that's great for January. But yeah, I think it's going to rain again. It rained earlier and I got caught in that rain. And I get caught in the rain quite a lot. But there we go. That's January for you. We don't really get snow down here in Cornwall, but we do get rain. So it's just part of the course, isn't it? Anyway, I started with a weather update. I've ended with a weather update. And thank you so much for watching. And until my next video, bye friends. Bye.